Boom, bang, what's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome back to another great episode of The Open Table. We're doing Casual Friday because, it's the first show of the new year, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Of the new year. Like you said, like you saw on that thumbnail's a little bit outdated, a tiny bit. It said cooking, illnesses, and tennis returns. But we don't just got tennis returns. We got all the returns. So many returns, department stores are angry at us.
Okay.
It is the one, the only. Adelia Chamberlain is in the building with us. Adelia, how are you?
I'm good, Ferris. I'm finally good. This first month of the year has been pretty much hell, but
Yes.
I'm glad that we've hit February now and things are looking up.
Absolutely, it is phenomenal. Let's get right into it, Adelia. We've been gone for a couple weeks. People are like, yo, where the hell they at?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? Let me tell you something, guys. A lot of stuff was wrong with us.
Yeah.
First off, I'll share my news. I've noticed this for the past 4 years in a row, Adelia. When the new year hits, the first 2 weeks of the new year, I get violently ill.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. Just turns the table. Like boom, bang, you're sick. 1 year, I came back from Fresno. I got in my bed one day. I woke up and I couldn't breathe up my nose and I was sneezing a storm. I was sick like a dog. Now this year, I'm gonna say without a shadow of doubt, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. Let me tell you whose fault it is. Why I was violently ill. My cousin gave me food poisoning.
Oh man, that's the worst.
I have deduced it. It wasn't a cold. It wasn't the flu. It was food poisoning. And I swear to God, next time I see him, I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to kick his ass. Let me tell you what happened to this. So every year, we pool our money together and we go on a trip. You know what I mean? Like me, the cousins, my brothers, we all go on a trip where it snows. Because, where we live, there's not a lot of snow. They live in Fresno. It's always hot. It's always, humid. And then it gets real cold at night because it's desert, right? So it drops, it's like 45 degrees at night. And me, I live in the Bay Area, there's parts of the Bay Area where it snows, but I don't live in those parts. So we go, every winter, we go to the snow. This year, we had a great cabin. They had a balcony. I tweeted about it, Adelia. We talked about it on the tweets.
Yep.
Where I don't remember what I said. What did I say? I want to bring up my tweets.
Okay, you said something about you were sitting on a balcony with a cup of tea or something. And I asked you, then you said something about jazz entering the picture, making it very pleasant.
Yeah, it was. But as a man who likes to quote people, I gotta quote myself correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was great, man. It was a wraparound balcony. It was a hot tub. Hot tub was kind of here and there. But overall, the first half was a very fun experience, Adelia.
Yeah, that's good. How was the second half?
I'll tell you what happened with the second half. One day we're like, let's make burgers. And I'm hell yeah, let's make some burgers. So I get a burger. My brother's like, yo, Ferris, your burger's ready. It's like, yeah, man. And I start eating this burger and it's good. I'm just eating this burger. Not thinking, right? Because I trust my cousins, right? My cousin, cooks at the local, at our uncle's corner store. So he's in the kitchen. So I'm like, he knows how to cook. And I'm eating my burger. I'm almost done with my burger, right? And they give a burger to my other cousin. This other cousin, you know what I mean? He complains a lot. It gets on my nerves. I tell him to shut up a lot. But this time he complained about how the burger was undercooked. Right? Undercooked. And I'm like, man, and it was undercooked a little. And I was like, yeah, oh damn, that's crazy. So I assumed, you know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, dude, the next day, couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Couldn't get out of bed. I was, let's just say this, me and that toilet became best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Became best, and we almost ran out of toilet paper because of me. That's all I gotta say. Because the second half of the trip, I couldn't get out my room because I am just dying in my room, and I start thinking to myself, I'm delirious. I'm a little paranoid. I'm hearing voices. I'm chugging NyQuil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just sick. I am sick. I am just sick. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Nobody else was sick. It wasn't COVID. No one else was sick. I was the one who got sick. Because I was one of the first ones to eat the burger. I was one of the first people to eat the burger.
Hi, Brodney.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
I can understand that. I can understand that.
All right, man. It's all right. I'm sharing a near-death experience, man. I almost died. Adelia. And man, and I swear to you, Adelia, I was like, what happened? And I'm just sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then, towards the end of the trip, I'm like, what the hell is it? And someone's like, yo, man, could it have been the burger? I'm like, the burger. And I'm high. I'm so high on NyQuil.
Yeah.
I am like on NyQuil. It's like NyQuil. It's like, I'm just out my mind. And I'm like, the burger. Like it's a person. And I was like, you. And I almost lunged myself at my cousin. But I couldn't because I was sick and we had to leave.
You're too weak,
I was ready to kill him. And he's lucky me and him don't live in the same city anymore because I am strong enough now. Next time I see him, I'm going to hurt him. And I'm going to go after him. I swear to God. Saleh, I will. Oh my God, I'm going to hurt you when I see you, man. Tried to kill me, Adelia.
I mean, eating an undercooked burger can kill you, so.
Yeah. My cousin who complains all the time, this time his complaint was valid. It was valid. But Adelia, I do got the tweet that me and you conversed on. I said, I'm making coffee for the first time.
That I remember these tweets is a miracle, but we'll go on to that in a minute.
Yes, there's a miracle. I said, I'm making coffee for the first time. I hope my ancestors guide me through the process and will be happy with me at the end of it. Because I'm Yemeni. Yemenis invented the coffee. You're welcome, by the way. All everyone, you're welcome. Thank you. I expect, you know what?
Oh boy. What do we got?
One moment.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, Ferris, there we go. We can't really hear it, but.
Oh, because of the music? Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you respond with, keep me updated on how this coffee turns. And I say, I'm drinking it on a balcony surrounded by snow. So it's going pretty good. And you say, that's wonderful. I said, quite tremendous when you start playing jazz with it. And then you're like, you got a whole vibe going on, don't you? Love it. And I said, I'm Ferris. Vibes is my jam.
Yeah.
And you said, well, Ferris, enjoy your vibes and your coffee. That's what I am. Man.
What day was this? What was the date?
Oh damn! I just left it. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry.
All right. Well, while you're looking for that again, I started off the new year extraordinarily sick as well. I won't
January
8th. January 8th. Yeah. See, I was still very sick at this point.
That was day 2, Adelia. That was day 2. I wasn't half dead yet.
Yeah, I was awful at that point. I got sick on New Year's Day. We went out. There's a place by a lake here that put in axe throwing stalls, and my sister and her husband and their kids were here, and he has a 15-year-old son, so she thought that would be a fun activity for us to go do, and my parents could keep the little kids, and we'd have fun on New Year's Eve. So we did that on New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day was going fine, and had dinner and everything, and then I just had a headache. Like, I get headaches all the time, no big deal. And so I went downstairs to take a nap, and I didn't leave my room for almost 10 days. It was bad. I won't go into details, but it was bad. and I missed 2 weeks of work.
Mm-hmm.
And just a horrible start to the year for me with that. And then when I finally felt better from that, I got horrible sciatica pain going down my leg from my back injury that I've had for a number of years. And so I went to see my pain management doctor, and she got me in to get steroid injections in my back, which are not fun, let me tell you. And that sent me loopy for a few days. And now that's why we missed last week's show, because we were both back healthy by last week, but Friday was the day of the injections, and I was very sedated, and I don't know how I managed to watch the Women's Australian Open final that night at 2:30 in the morning. But that's why we missed last week. So that's why we missed the first few weeks of the year, because we were both really, really sick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. It was just...
I will say, on the family cooking aspect of this, Ferris, never trust family members to cook things correctly.
Except my mother. My mother's never got... No, my mother's never tried to kill me when her cooking. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, like, my dad likes his steaks, like, rare. And I'm like, please don't cook mine that way. Like, I don't like it completely well done, but please don't cook mine that way. And sometimes he'll take them off the grill, and we'll have to, like, put them in the microwave to finish cooking them.
No, okay. Like, so here's the thing, man. All right. So there's rare, medium rare, medium well, medium.
There's medium, then medium well, then well done.
Then, okay.
I like mine medium.
Medium.
More towards medium well than medium rare.
Okay. Huh. I think I'm probably the same.
I used to eat all my beef medium well, but then I got braces when I was a teenager, and part of the braces experience is there were little tiny rubber bands from a hook on the top to a hook in the back of my bottoms, and I couldn't chew. And my dad said, well, get it medium or medium rare, because you'll be able to chew it easier, because the more well done it is, the tougher it is to chew. So that's when that switched. But yeah, I don't trust my dad to cook things right all the time. He's very good about... Thank you, Rodney.
Appreciate you. Shout out to the main man, Jose.
Hey, Jose. How's it going?
Hey,
he's very good about not being upset if we want to have it cooked more. But I do wish he'd, like, cook it a little longer sometimes.
Yeah. Jose, I got a question, man. In your profile pic, is that Anita and April with you at the park? I've always wondered about that. Because it's a photo of him at the park.
Yeah.
You know, Columbia's very nice. I've been there. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout to the Baltimore homies. Yeah, man. That's why I cook for me. You know, let's talk about cooking today. What is something? See, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know how to cook that many dishes. Okay.
I don't either.
You want pasta?
Pasta I can do.
I can do pasta, rigatoni, spaghetti, fettuccine. I got you. Boil some water.
Tortellini.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now you're adding too many words. That's Anita and Mom. Oh, shout out to Jose's mom. I realize I don't know her last name. I would have called her Mama Blank, but I don't know her last name. So, shout out to Jose's mom and Rodney's mom.
Oh, they were selling lemonade.
We were selling lemonade. Oh, nice. Yeah, I never sold lemonade as a kid growing up. Yeah. I didn't do a lot of things the stereotypical kids did in the movies. Me, I don't know. I once organized. So we had a bunch of milk crates one time, and I once organized the milk crates in the front lawn. But I don't know why. I don't know why. I just organized the milk crates in the front lawn. We had a pool.
See, we did not have a pool.
It was an above ground pool. It was like a plastic pool.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a pool, like a proper pool. Like we had to inflate it with water.
Yeah.
We jumped off the roof into it. Jumped off a tree.
Never done that. I've never jumped off anything into a pool like that.
We once had a slip and slide that we once ruined. Like we got a slip and slide, then we set it up and everyone was slipping and sliding, and then we had to move it into the front lawn, and the cord where the water goes into the slip and slide was twisted, and the water shot up the twisted part, and instead of like adjusting to a straight way, it tore a hole. So the water,
Oh no.
it tore a hole in the little plastic connector, so the water would go through the hole and not into the slipping slide. So my cousin is an idiot. Different cousin.
Different
You know,
cousin.
this cousin, the cousin that tried to kill me is younger than me. The cousin that ruined the slip and slide was older than me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We didn't have a slip and slide either. We didn't really have a lot of things like that we necessarily did at home during the summer, because so many of our weekends were spent at the racetrack.
Yeah. Drag racing, right? Dude, you're drag racing?
Yeah, my dad and his best friend, and for a time my sister were amateur drag racers. So
nice.
There was a track in Colorado called Bandimere Speedway that we would go to all the time, and they announced they're closing this year after last season. So I was very upset about that. Lots of memories at that place.
Man, I don't know why, man. I'm so mad that that's happened, man.
Well, what they did was they built it like literally on the side of a mountain, and there was nothing around for forever when they built this track. And it was there for 60 years. And then they started building houses across the street. And the people at the houses started complaining about the noise, and that'll get you shut down real quick by the authorities. It sucks.
Why are you buying a house near a drag racing? What you expect? Expect it to be quiet?
Because it's the Denver area, and they're building houses absolutely every open space they can find.
I know, man, but like if you buying a house and you see a drag racing track across from you, what you expect? You expect peace and quiet?
Well, I mean, like it wasn't like directly across the street, like the way you would stand like in front of your store or whatever and look across the street. There was a gigantic parking lot for the cars, for the spectators that came to the racetrack, and then there was a freeway, and then there was the houses. But the noise from the racetrack was so loud, especially when the national event for the NHRA, which is the drag racing professional tour, came into town, that like the cars go over 300 miles an hour in less than a quarter of a mile. So they make a lot of noise when that happens, and they'll set off car alarms in the parking lot when they go down the track, and it just was too much noise for everything. It really sucks too, because Bandimere was right on the other side of the mountain to Red Rocks. So if there was a concert going on at Red Rocks when the racing ended for the day, you could
go to the concert.
You could go to the concert, but you could also just hear the concert. So we get to hear a lot of really, really good concerts over the years too.
Yeah, you know, human beings suck, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
You buy a house near a drag racing track and you expect peace and quiet. Man, you stupid. You're stupid. And by the way, city officials are stupid for building housing there. What the hell you expect was going to happen?
Well, the city officials aren't responsible for building the housing there. They can grant the permit. That's all they do. There's noise ordinances that get installed in places, and residents complain, and that's what happens. They're looking for different locations to build a new track, but I don't know that anyone's necessarily really that positive about it happening.
No, I'm not positive about it happening, and I don't even live in Denver. This is bullshit.
It was an institution. I mean, it was an institution. I remember going on Twitter one summer and just scrolling through my feed, and one of the Broncos players at the time, I don't remember which one it was like, I'm going out to Bandimere tonight, and he was like live tweeting his experiences out there, and it was like the high school drags. These are just kids in their cars just going down the drag strip, and he thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I remember that making me very happy, because drag racing is a lot of fun. It's just a straight quarter mile, two cars going against each other.
It's all about power, man.
Cars, it's all about power. The professional cars don't go a quarter mile anymore, because unfortunately there were too many wrecks that unfortunately killed some people. But they go over. They tried to slow the cars down by making them only go 1,000 feet, because a quarter mile is 1,320 feet, and they're still going over 330 miles an hour in 1,000 feet. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm generally upset now. Like, you buy a house.
I know. I know.
Across a freeway that's across a parking lot that's next to a drag racing track. And you said, it's too loud. We need to shut this down.
Yeah, they started with like curfews, so like you can't race past like 11 o'clock at night or whatever, but then it just wasn't enough.
God, man, people find ways to complain. Like, I wouldn't complain about that because I knew what I got myself into when I bought a house there or an apartment.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is drag racing's not a massively well-known sport, so a lot of people, I don't think, knew what they were getting themselves into.
No, Adelia, I'm with you on that one, but, you know, when people move, they look up what's near them, schools
No, I
near
know,
them,
I know. They were very well aware of the fact that there was a racetrack there. I just don't think they thought it was going to be what it was.
Idiots. That's what I gotta say. Idiots.
Those people do, taking away like the place where I probably spent the most of my childhood summers, really make me mad. Like, I have so many great memories there. My dad finished runner-up in a race there once. My sister won a race there once. And the fact that I didn't actually,
right, Adelia?
I was a scorekeeper.
Yeah.
I would figure out the qualifying order before the officials would. So I'd go sit in the stands while qualifying was going on, and I'd write down everybody's times, and then I'd order them and figure out who was racing who in the first round of the eliminations. And like, I was very well known out there as being the person who you went to if you wanted to know where you were qualified, because in the category that my dad and his friend were racing in at the time, because I didn't sit there for all of it, because I mean, it starts at like 9 o'clock in the morning and then goes till 11 o'clock at night or later, depending on how many cars showed up that day. So I wasn't going to just sit in the stands the whole time, but I miss it. I miss those days, actually. I really do.
With a cold glass of lemonade.
I mean, I don't live there anymore, but I do miss those days.
Damn, I want some lemonade now.
Lemonade's good.
I want some lemonade.
I drink lemonade all the time.
Damn, should I go get some lemonade right now?
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some lemonade. I'll be right back.
Alright, Ferris is gonna get some lemonade.
God damn it, Jose.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. If you could please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, we would really appreciate that. And like the video, share the video. Yeah, he's doing a live show, Rodney, and he knows I don't like being on camera by myself, but off he went. Yeah, so how is you guys' day going? I don't really know what else to talk about while Ferris is gone, so how's everything going with everyone? Oh, he's back.
Yes, Brandon, I know I'm doing my live show, man. That's why I ran to the kitchen. And that's why Adelia went into promotion mode, because we're a well-run organization over here.
It's the only thing I know what to say when you're not here, Ferris.
Yeah. So I know it's going to be a solid 25, 30-second spiel. You know?
I asked everybody how they're doing. Rodney says it's going well. Had another successful no-work Friday. That's nice. Jose says, be professional, Ferris.
Professional is relative, my good sir.
Rodney says, that's why you don't run to the kitchen.
Wait. But I ran to the kitchen.
Right, but you're in the middle of a live show, Ferris.
Oh, okay. Good point. That's what he meant. Right.
So, one thing that I will say while Ferris is pouring his lemonade is that Ferris and I debuted a new show last night on our Highlight Sports channel called The Scrum Down, where we previewed the Six Nations Rugby Tournament. Ferris has never watched the Six Nations Rugby Tournament before.
I'm Irish!
Ferris is pretending he's Irish for the next 6 weeks to support Ireland. I've been watching the Six Nations Rugby Tournament since 2008, when I stumbled upon it randomly and found myself watching an incredible Welsh comeback against the English and decided I was a Welsh fan for life. So we're going to continue doing that show throughout the duration of the Six Nations Tournament, and then we will see what happens with it after that. But we'll probably do the Rugby Championship this fall. Lots of rugby events that we could cover. But I had fun recording that with you, Ferris, even though I think I did a terrible job hosting it.
Well, you know more than me, so you'll be the leader.
I know.
You know what? You know what, Bradney? We're all human beings. They're all walking contradictions. Okay.
For the audio feed, Brodney says Ferris is so smart and so dumb.
I'm just saying, man. We're all contradictions here, man.
But the Scrum Down is on the Highlights channel, both the video YouTube channel and the audio feed. Mm-hmm. So check it out. There's links to those channels in the description of this episode.
Exactly. Boom, Adelia. I'm
getting better at that promotional stuff.
Yeah, you're getting good. You're getting good. But yeah, Adelia. We also have another topic. It's called tennis. The rally's back.
One's back. It's on hiatus again.
Oh yeah, now it's on hiatus because they kind of taking a little break in between the Australian Open and certain league play.
Jake, is this a reference to my tweet from earlier? Because oh my god, that conversation with my mother was insane.
Your mother believed that China took out the internet?
I was having a conversation with my mother at lunch today, and I said something about having to see if I could take off work to go to a family event. And she said, well, you're not going to have a job if the grid goes down, because I work remotely for a website. And I said, what? And she said, when China kills the internet and the grid goes down. And I said, oh god. They're turning into doomsday preppers, my parents.
Welcome to an episode of Hoarders on Nat Geo.
Yeah, I thought it was. Ferris, there's a room just right over here that has literally 2 3-tier gigantic shelves in it that is full of canned food.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
So
they are hoarding things. My mother purchased a book full of ways to do medical things like stitch up wounds and things in case there are no paramedics, no police, no doctors. I'm like, what are you expecting to have happen here? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I told her that I can't be that pessimistic about life.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you want some optimism in your life, Adelia?
Yes.
I got a new job.
You do?
Yeah, I got a new job.
I'm very proud of you.
Yesterday was my first day of training. Now I gotta be wary of what I do on the internet because I am a corporate employee of a massive conglomerate, and they're watching me. Shout out to iHeartMedia. They hired me to be their fill-in traffic reporter with a regular shift on the weekends. Yesterday was my first day of training. My boss was freaked out in how prepared I was because apparently a lot of people they hired didn't do the tasks that they were sent to do before the day of training, and she kept asking me questions about stuff that I had already completed. I was like, no, I already did that. I already did this. I already completed that training. Oh, that training's already good. And she was just like, what? I was like, yeah. Was I not supposed to do all that stuff? She was like, no, you were. We just tend to do it on first day of training. And I was like, all right. I'm like I have no tasks in my, there was no tasks in my work day. And today I finished the part 2 of my I-9 verification. So all I need is a couple of videos about FTC and FCC guidelines. And that's going to take about an hour or 2. You know what I mean? So chilling.
Corporate Ferris is killing it, says Bobby.
You know, man, I'm baby. You know what, baby? They call me McPhil. You know
Jose
what?
Says he can't wait to see you cuss on it.
Yeah, it's like imagine me you'd be like, goddamn, there's a lot of traffic on the goddamn 88. That shit crazy.
Do not do that.
But initially I'm gonna be I'm a traffic producer, so I'm gonna be looking at CHP logs and logging their incidents and their 911 calls and checking the Google Maps if it's congested and just kind of fill it in for our reporters and stuff like that. And then I'm one of the days I'm gonna be waking up at 5 a.m. to get training. Adelia, Ferris at 5 a.m.
That would be tough for you.
5 a.m. It goes to like 12, 5 to 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But do you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to go somewhere? Or do you
no.
have
So
to be somewhere at 5 a.m.?
the 5 a.m. stuff is video training, like through like video, like Teams.
Okay.
So I have to wake up at like, I have to wake up early at 4.
Yeah.
And then, get on Teams at 5. And yeah.
Fun.
So yeah. So like I was in it. It was so like apparently that building, iHeart, the San Francisco one, they've been in that building for like 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They gave me a tour yesterday. I went. They were on the 4th floor, and then that was the floor they were on before COVID. And then we took a tour of it, and it literally looked like those people came that day to go to work, and they were all given corporate emails to be like, "Hey, COVID is serious. Y'all need to go home. Y'all need to get out of here." And they told everyone just to leave because there was a lot of stuff, left. People's drinks, papers, just a lot of stuff. So I'm like growing up in the Bay Area, every time in the morning when my dad would take us to like take us to school, he would drop off my brother in high school, then he would like drop us off. We would listen to Wild 94.9, which is one of their flagship shows in the Bay Area. And I walked into the studio, the old studio that was like the studio that they used for like Wild 94.9 for like 30 years, which is on the 4th floor. It was, it was completely gutted because they were moving everything and all the stuff was gutted, but but it was surreal. Like, cause like, if like 12-year-old Ferris was given this tour, he would be freaking out. But, 25-year-old Ferris was also freaking out. And which was pretty nice. And then we moved over to KME 106.1 KMEL. And that one's a little bit more special for me because Sway, like radio legend Sway, he started at KMEL, and that was the room he like did his show like in the early 2000s and 90s. Like this is where he was, and I'm just like it felt I was in the presence of greatness, And
That's
it was,
really cool,
it
Ferris.
was dope. So, Corporate Ferris is on. It's gonna be on, man. Corporate Ferris. Gotta be more Corporate Ferris than regular Ferris, because regular Ferris tends to get himself in trouble.
Yeah. You do sometimes.
Yeah. So shout out to Ellen Hyatt, my boss. Nate Rodriguez, my coworker. Fun fact,
Nice.
one of my coworkers is my teacher.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, my former teacher. So she was in the office today or yesterday, and she showed me around her setup. It was pretty nice. It's pretty good setup. So Adelia, they use the Rodecaster, like the Rodecaster I got.
Yeah.
They use this. They also have Rodecaster Pros as well. The mini ones at the open desks, and then like they have these in like the closed booths for recording purposes. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. I try to share my blessings with my peoples, and try to give people updates with my life. But but growing up, I was always taught to like, make sure who you share your stuff with, because they'll always get the eye on you. Because in Islam there's a curse called the eye, and someone wants to curse you with the eye is they're jealous of your blessings and they want to take you out, so they curse you and watch you fail. And that's why I'm very hesitant to tell people what's going on in my life, because if it's good news, I don't want the eye on me. And it's usually never someone who doesn't know you. It's always someone who knows you and has hung out with you. So like it freaks me out. But I'm learning to be share my stuff with my peoples.
You should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm very proud of you, Ferris. You're gonna be amazing at this. I have no doubt.
That's the plan. Learning traffic, man. is it's hectic. It's crazy because due to the rain a couple days ago, it was a lot of accidents. It was a lot of accidents, a lot of flooding, a lot of traffic. So it was crazy, you know. And it can get pretty hectic. You know, it's not like, and here's the thing too, like you're refreshing old information as well as gathering new information. So like you're inputting new information while also having old information, seeing if it's updated. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy experience. Training's like about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So like 6 weeks. So yeah.
Davon says, share those blessings, my guy. It all serves as testimony and encouragement for others.
Yeah.
Hello, Jay. How are you doing this evening?
I'm with you on that one, Davon. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. I have no new news like that to share, but I think it's really great that you are learning to share news like that with your friends and people around you, because I think that's important to share positive things with people, because there's so much shit in the world that it's great to hear something good happening to good people, and you are good people, Ferris. So
also too, for the radio, my radio peoples, it's possibly that we're moving the show to Tuesday nights, you know,
radio show.
Yeah, the radio show, we're probably gonna move it to Tuesday nights.
All right, I tried to keep. You aren't referring to this show.
No, the radio show. I tried to keep it on Wednesdays, but the only slot I got was like an hour, which is like 9 to 10. And I'm sorry, I can't do an hour. I need an hour and a half. I'm sorry. I need an hour and a half. I talk too much. I need it. I'm sorry. I need that hour and a half. I need it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't keep it on Wednesdays. Wednesdays got packed on the radio station, so we had to move it to Tuesdays because I'm already on campus for class, which is good. And then I go from class to the radio station. Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before you started talking about the radio stuff that the rally came back.
Yes. The rally's back.
The rally came back this year after taking a very long hiatus last year following the French Open. Because the Australian Open just happened in the tennis world. And Ferris and I watched a lot of this tournament together.
A lot. Couple of watch along live streams.
Couple of watch along live streams on the Twitch channel. And hopefully we'll be doing more live streams and stuff on the Twitch channel soon. But Ferris, we had a repeat winner on the women's side. Arina Sabalenka winning her second straight Australian Open title for her second Grand Slam. But we had somebody brand new win on the men's side after upsetting the king of Melbourne Park in the semifinals in what I've reflected back on as a pretty shocking match in the semifinals.
Man, shocking, man. Ooh, yep, it was.
Yannick
shocking
Sinner,
big time.
The young Italian took out Novak Djokovic in the semifinals. And yes, Novak won the third set in a tiebreak, but the other 3 sets were not close.
Not close whatsoever.
It was shocking. I know I just said that, but I mean, like, I'm still shocked, and it was over a week ago.
Honestly, man, it's time. It's like I think
time.
we have a lot of sports fans in the chat, and I think they can agree with me that greats don't gradually become bad. They become bad quickly. But I don't think Djokovic is bad because last year.
No, he's not bad.
Yeah, last year he literally won 3 of the 4 slams.
Yeah. The thing that was brought up on Twitter by, I believe, John Wertheim, who I don't know if he still works for Sports Illustrated.
No, probably not.
Fuck Sports Illustrated.
Ain't that
but he tweeted out that the first thing to go for all great players is their consistency. And I think we saw that from Novak.
Yeah, he wasn't consistent. Yeah.
He was not consistent. He played a 4-hour match against an 18-year-old kid who'd never been in a Grand Slam before in the first round. He played a 3.5-hour match against a local Aussie favorite in the second round. He rebounded a little bit, but he never really looked himself. And then he came up against Jannik Sinner, who was immaculate in this tournament. He didn't lose a set in this tournament until the semifinals, and he ended up winning it. And Djokovic did not look himself. I mean, a 6-1 first set in that semifinal against Novak Djokovic on a court he hadn't lost on since 2018. That's some nerve.
10-0.
He was 10-0 in Australian Open semifinals that led to him being 10-0 in Australian Open finals prior to that match with Sinner. And now that is broken.
10-1.
And Jannik Sinner came into the final against Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev went up 2-0, and Sinner came back from 2 sets down to win. It was an incredible, incredible fortnight for Jannik Sinner.
Tremendous. I think he got the key to the city in Italy. He met
the prime minister. The Pope mentioned him in a speech in Barcelona. I mean, like, lots of things are happening with Jannik Sinner.
Where he thanked Italy for Jannik Sinner.
He did.
Yeah. Matteo Berrettini was there, looking very sad because he thought it was going to be him, but he lost to Djokovic in Wimbledon, so it can't be him. So there's that.
Yeah, Jannik Sinner's the first Italian man to win a Grand Slam in a long time.
Yeah.
We got a comment here from Jay. Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal been running things for a minute. Good for the sport that it's somebody different. Exactly. And what I like about these young kids finally stepping up is there have been so many sort of generations of tennis players coming through since the rise of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic.
They destroyed them.
They lost always to them. They never beat them. There's a lost couple of generations of tennis players that never broke through and won a slam because they just couldn't get over the hump against those guys. And we have this young generation that's coming in, and they're not afraid.
They're not waiting.
Carlos Alcaraz has won 2 Grand Slams. Jannik Sinner's now won a Grand Slam. I think this is good.
Yeah, and like I said on the rally where I said the generation before Jannik and Carlos Alcaraz, the Tsitsipas, the Rublevs, Fritz, Daniil Medvedevs, them. Well, I'm gonna take because Daniil's in that generation.
Daniil's in that generation, but he has won a Grand Slam.
He's won a Grand Slam, right? He's like Stan Wawrinka. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Stan.
He's also lost 5 other Grand Slam finals, so I will give him credit for at least getting to that point.
Yeah.
But he does need to. I mean, he lost from 2 sets to Love Up for the second time at the Australian Open in the final because he did it 2 years ago against Rafa Nadal, and no one in the Open era of tennis has ever lost a Grand Slam final from 2 sets to Love Up twice, and he's now done it twice at the same event. Yeah, so that's rough.
Mentally, you're not on that space. Yeah, like that generation before Alcaraz Sinner, they felt like they waited for those 3 men to get old and to just leave.
Yeah,
because they were still young, and they're like, okay, well, when they leave, we'll be like 27, 28, and we can win some Grand Slams at that age. But it worked. They were like, oh, it's working with Rafa. It's working. It worked for Roger. He's gone. It's looking like it's working for Rafa. He's almost gone. And Novak is almost gone. But then the problem they ran into is the 3 dudes behind him.
They weren't going to wait.
The 4 dudes behind them we're like, we're not going to wait for them to get old. They're old right now, and we're going to take them out. That's Sinner, Alcaraz, Ben Shelton, the American, Holger Rune, even though he needs to fix his mentality. He fired one of his. Apparently, I didn't know Boris Becker's his head coach.
I don't know who's his head coach at the moment. He had Severin Luthi in the team in Australia, and then he gets back from Australia, and suddenly Severin Luthi's schedule doesn't match up with Holger Rune's schedule. He was Federer's coach for the longest time, Severin Luthi. So I thought that was going to be an interesting partnership for this year, and now it's just not happening.
Exactly. So there's that. So they're not waiting, and you know what? So Alcaraz was serving at 121 miles an hour, 120 miles an hour, 25, 21. And it looked dangerous. It looked fast. It was a wide serve. It always hit the corner right, and it was great. And I just kept thinking to myself, if this man is serving 121 miles an hour and it looks fast, Ben Shelton serves at 150 miles an hour.
Not all the time, but he can.
Not all the time, but he can. And when he wants to bring out the gun, he'll bring out the gun.
Yeah.
And so
I'm really disappointed that we didn't end up getting the Shelton Djokovic match.
He lost.
He lost to Adrian Manarino, who is a 36-year-old, I think, man who somehow has made it through the best year of his career last year to be 19 in the world, and he got double bageled in the first 2 sets against Djokovic, and then lost a timid third set. So I think the Shelton Djokovic matchup could have been really interesting at this tournament, and I think Shelton could have upset him.
Yeah, and Adrian Manarino, shout out to him, and he looked like a rec league tennis player. He was wearing gray sweats and the gray. It was like nothing. You know what I mean? And it was just really funny. It was really funny.
But let's also take a moment to talk about Aryna Sabalenka, who wins a back-to-back Australian Open titles. She had had a wish from her father, who before he unfortunately passed away very young, to win 2 Grand Slams by the time she was 25, and that didn't look like it was going to happen for the longest time. And now here she is, 25 years old, 2 Grand Slams. This is the only good part of this season of Breakpoint, is the episode dealing with last year's Australian Open, where she brings up the stuff with her father and everything. The rest of the season of Breakpoint can go fuck itself. Yeah,
the very first episode.
Yeah, the rest of the season of Breakpoint can go fuck itself. I haven't even finished it. When I found out that they gave Alexander Zverev an entire episode, I'm like, done.
Yeah, wow. She used the F word. Wow.
I did. I cannot handle them giving an entire episode spotlighting a man with 2 credible domestic violence allegations against him. One of which against the mother of his daughter. I can't handle that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you.
I do appreciate that during the Zverev-Medvedev semifinal, the ESPN brought it up. They did a whole article on ESPN.com about it. Like, I appreciate that they didn't just bury it, but it needs to be said that Alexander Zverev is not my favorite person in the world.
And thank the Lord he choked away that semifinal against Daniil
Medvedev.
God. Thank God.
Thank God.
All right.
I could enjoy the final because of that.
Yeah. Thank the Lord. That'll be very good. So, Adelia.
Ferris.
We're at 48 minutes.
Yeah.
And we haven't touched on the cooking.
We talked about cooking.
I know we talked about cooking, but we didn't really talk about what we cook. Because you ended up going on that tangent about the racetrack, which was a great tangent, and I agree with you. So, Adelia.
What?
What's your favorite dish to eat?
Pasta.
Pasta?
I love Italian food. Italian food's my favorite kind of food.
I quite enjoy Italian food. I like Italian food.
Do you know why Italian food's my favorite kind of food? Because the spices I can actually eat that they're used in Italian cooking. I can't eat Mexican food or other types of spices that make my tongue burn, because my taste buds never developed right, because I was really sick when I was a kid, and I have sensory processing disorder, and that makes everything out of whack and strange when I eat. So Italian food all tastes good to me, so I can eat it.
Yeah, I love me some Italian food. One of my homies is Italian. Shout out to my homie Samantha. She like Italian. Not like she's from New York. Like she's from Italy. She's from Italy, so shout out to her. She said there's this great pizza spot in San Francisco that makes Neapolitan pizza, which I've never had Neapolitan pizza. I thought Neapolitan was an ice cream. But apparently I was completely wrong.
Neapolitan just means it's from Naples, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. No. Really?
I think so.
Oh. I didn't know that. I thought Neapolitan meant like something else. You know?
I mean, I'm sure it has many meanings, but when it comes to food, I think that it means that it's from Naples.
Adelia, I gotta bring up this comment. My main man Jay for the audio feed. I know this is boring AF, but I always love a good sandwich. All types of bread, deli stuff, etc. Yo, Adelia. A great sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's life changing.
Sandwiches are good.
Oh my God.
Sandwiches are
Yeah.
good.
You know where
Um,
you place the meat right, it doesn't get soggy. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I've always wanted to do? I've always wanted to try
but
a Reuben.
yeah,
I've always wanted to try a Reuben. I think
well,
it's
you should.
corned beef and I think it's corned beef and sauerkraut on like a good deli roll or something. Like I want a Reuben. I want to try a
I think
Reuben.
it's on rye bread.
Rye is a rye? Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
man.
don't like that because I don't like sauerkraut, but
I think it's sauerkraut or is it horseradish? I
I
don't
think
know.
it's sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut? Okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
By the way, a
yeah.
Neapolitan definition is a native or citizen of Naples, and as an adjective, it is relating to Naples. So,
So just Naples pizza? Is Neapolitan type pizza?
Neapolitan pizza is pizza from Naples.
Yeah. Nah, see, here's the thing, Jay, man, that's cool, man. So, like in the Bay Area, right, they created this different type of bread called Dutch Crunch. I've never seen Dutch Crunch outside the Bay Area. Yo, Dutch Crunch is off the chain, brother. Yo, man, this Dutch Crunch bread, I don't know what they put in it, man. I think they put like additives or addictives or it tastes so good. It's so good.
All right.
Man.
The Wikipedia definition of a Reuben sandwich, which can vary, I know, but this is the one I went to, is a corned beef, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and Russian dressing or Thousand Island dressing, grilled between slices of rye bread.
Oh my God, that sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful.
You should try it then.
I don't know if there's good Reubens in the Bay. Like, here's the thing, man. Different parts of the region, right? It's like you don't go to New York for Mexican food, and you don't go to California for pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like is it like these these thoughts about different parts of America on what they can cook that's good, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the South got barbecue. You know what I mean? Like from like Kansas City down, it's all barbecue. And you know, if you go to New Orleans, they got a lot of good seafood. You know, crab boils, gumbo,
And beignets.
Crawfish. I want to go to a crab boil so bad. I want a crab boil. Never had crab or lobster or seafood in that general. I've had like shrimp and some like fish, but never like a good old crab boil. I want to go to a crab boil. So like that, right? Like, but and then in California, man, you know, you got good Mexican food. Some, you know, you probably got some good Chinese food. So like that, right? You know, like, so like, I've had pizza in California and it's good,
Mm-hmm.
but like, is it like the best? I don't know. You know what I mean? There's probably spots in California that have great pizza. I just don't know them, man. I need to get out the house, which means I need to get my license and I need to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I need freedom, Adelia. Freedom. Yeah.
That would help with that.
Yeah, that would help.
Sure.
Yeah, man, a good sandwich. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I love me some.
Jay says a New Orleans crabfish crawfish boil is definitely different.
I know Jose went to New Orleans. Jose, did y'all go to a crabfish boil? If you're still here, if you're not still here, it's fine. But you know, you can answer the question, yeah, because man, you know, I want to go to New Orleans, Adelia. I want to go to New Orleans. Badly.
So, I'm just glancing over at the Reuben Wikipedia page again. One of the theories on who invented the Reuben is a Lithuanian-born Jewish grocer residing in Omaha, and I'm like, what?
Sounds about right.
Another one is a German Jewish owner of the Reuben's Delicatessen in New York City. That's the thing I love about some of these old-time things, is you just never know who actually invented them.
You don't.
There's always
really.
a story that this guy invented it here, or that guy invented it there. The only thing that we know is that it's called the sandwich because the Earl of Sandwich, back in like the Tudor era, decided to take the meats on display in front of him and put some in between two slices of bread. That's why it's called the sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I mean, I suppose technically it is.
Nice.
That's all you have to say, Ferris?
Yeah, no, I was just kind of like an opening where, speaking of hot dogs, you're talking to Ferris Muthana, Becca, best radio news or sports program. I got this because I did a detailed analysis of the Costco hot dog and why it's the greatest thing ever invented.
You did.
So there's that.
Rodney's saying a hot dog is not a sandwich. I tend to agree with that, but I suppose technically it could be.
Is a burrito a sandwich?
A burrito is not a sandwich to me because tortilla is not bread.
So a sandwich gotta be bread.
I think a sandwich has to involve bread.
So is a hot dog bun not bread?
Well, I mean, a burger is technically a sandwich, and that involves a bun that's pretty much made of the same stuff as a hot dog bun. That's why I say a hot dog is technically a sandwich, I suppose, but I don't consider it a sandwich.
I like hot dogs.
Another reason why I would say a burrito is not a sandwich is because there's one tortilla for a burrito. You don't have two tortillas, like, with everything in between them.
So it's a quesadilla sandwich.
Quesadilla. No, because it's burrito's not bread. Tortilla's not bread.
What if it's two tortillas on top of each other? Quesadilla.
But I don't think tortilla is bread.
It's flour made.
Right, but I mean, there's an entirely different process to make tortillas than there is to make bread. Tortillas don't rise, as far as I'm aware, and bread rises.
Oh, okay.
Bronny's saying a hot dog bun is one piece of bread. Yeah, it is one piece of bread, so I guess, yeah, maybe it's not a sandwich. A tortilla is not bread to me because I don't believe a tortilla rises when you're making a tortilla. Bread rises.
No, a tortilla rises, but then it goes back down. I think.
I don't know. I've never seen a tortilla being made, so that's
I've actually never seen a tortilla being made.
Jay says some tortillas are made out of flour and some breads are made out of flour. I mean, I don't think ingredients necessarily defines this.
So ingredients don't define what it is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, sounds about right. Man, I want, you know what, Adelia, man, I want to learn, I want to be like,
there's different types of bread, too. I mean, there's tortillas made out of corn, but cornbread, I would not say is bread that you would make a sandwich out of.
I like cornbread. Cornbread's pretty good.
Cornbread's pretty good, but would you make a sandwich out of cornbread? I would.
No one's ever tried it.
Well, it's like a cake.
It's true. Yeah.
There's flour in cake, too. Does that make it bread? No.
Valid point. Yeah. Yo, when someone gives me cornbread, I get like milk with it because it's like cake. So I drink milk with my cornbread. Is that weird?
Depends on what else you're eating.
Like, what do you eat when you drink when you're having pastries? Do you drink milk when you're having pastries?
I don't consider cornbread a pastry.
So it's not a pastry.
No.
Cornbread sandwiches do exist, Adelia.
I'm sure they do exist. I personally would not make a sandwich out of cornbread.
But if I got you a cornbread sandwich, would you eat it?
Depends on what else is on the sandwich.
Oh my god, why you gotta keep adding so many qualifiers to this?
I'm not adding qualifiers to this. I'm stating my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sandwich stuff that you would put in a sandwich that I just can't eat because of the sensory processing disorder.
Oh yeah.
So it would depend what is on the sandwich.
It's true.
I eat cornbread and like muffins with barbecue. That's the only way I'll eat cornbread.
Muffins and barbecue?
Yeah, like when you go to a barbecue restaurant around here, they will serve a cornbread muffin with your meal.
Never had
Thank
a
you,
cornbread
Rodney.
muffin.
Google says that I am correct. The lack of yeast makes it not bread. Thank you.
A tortilla.
Tortilla.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
so
yeast in cornbread either.
Yeah, so the yeast is what makes bread, right? That's what makes bread, right? Yeast and flour.
Yes.
So if you don't have yeast, you don't make bread.
There are some yeast-raised cornbread recipes, but the cornbread that like my mother would make if she was making cornbread does not have yeast in it. So to me, it's not bread.
That's nice. I like bread.
You also should not put sugar in your cornbread.
Why?
Because that makes it cake. Then you're just eating corn cake. Makes it too sweet.
Wow. Oh wow. Oh
Jay
Jay.
is saying, long story short, when I was younger, my brother and I would get this cornbread spinach sandwiches from this lady, and they were delicious. They messed up our grandfather's plumbing, but it was worth it. I wouldn't put sugar in cornbread. I'm sorry. That's just the house I was raised in.
Two Americas.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think so. You have I think y'all are both similar age, so y'all grew up in the same period. So, but y'all grew up different.
We grew up in very different areas of the country too. Yeah. See, once you add sugar to cornbread, for me, it tastes too much like corn cake. That's the only difference.
Well, yeah. Well, Brodney's a military brat, so he lived all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was actually born in Alaska.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he's an Alaskan.
My dad was a military brat.
Yeah.
Lived in Hawaii for a while.
Yeah. You want to know who's also a military brat?
Who?
Robert Griffin III.
Oh.
Yeah. So the only reason I know about that is that they shoved it down our faces when he won the Heisman. So I'm like,
I don't remember that. Oh, yeah. Brodney also lived in Hawaii. Where in Hawaii, Brodney? My dad lived on Waikiki for like 7 years.
Yeah, man, I love Hawaii, man. You know why? Man, Hawaii 5-0 made me love Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Yeah. Oahu.
Brodney says they lived on Oahu. Cool.
Yeah. Are those on the Big Island?
I don't know what the Big Island is.
Is that Maui?
I don't remember I don't remember which one of the Hawaiian islands is the Big Island. Waikiki is not the Big Island. I know that much.
Okay, got you. I think Jay right now is stationed in San Antonio. He's the father in the military brat story. His children are military brats.
Oh, that's right. The Big Island is just called Hawaii.
Oh, okay. But Maui's like a city?
Maui is an island, but also probably a city at this point.
Okay. So the islands all have names. It's like Oahu,
yes,
Waikiki, Maui, Hawaii.
We're gonna look this up.
Yeah, because I want to get this right for my Hawaiian homies. Because I love y'all.
Let's see, where is the list of the islands?
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii, Maui, Oahu, Kauai, Molokai, Lanai, and Niahu, and I can't say this last one. Rodney says yes. First, they don't call it that one over there.
No, that's not what I insinuated, my good sir. Okay, don't put words in my mouth.
Well, where is Waikiki? Because that's not on this list.
No. Oh, Jay was also in the military. He was also a military brat. He was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and just hopped from state to state country ever since. Right?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Nice.
Waikiki is a neighborhood of Honolulu, and it's an eponymous beach on the south shore of Oahu.
Oh, so it was Oahu. Your dad was on Oahu.
So this is maybe the same place as Brodney.
Yeah, Brodney was also in Oahu. Yeah, it's wonderful. Waikiki.
My dad was a Navy brat. My dad was a Navy brat. My grandfather was in the Navy.
I think Brodney and Jose were Navy brats, because their mom was in. I think their mom was in. I believe. Yo, Jay was born in the same city J. Cole was born. Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay.
Yeah. Did y'all ever live overseas, like Japan or Germany? You know what I mean? Them cities, because there was a big German influence in the U.S. men's national team, because a lot of the German kids were servicemen children, right? And they were all born on the German base in the American base in Germany, which I think is Hammersmith or something like that in Germany. They played a basketball. They played a college basketball game there. So I remember it was like Michigan State versus somebody. Yeah, it was like the big German base. Ramstein. There it is. Yeah. hold up, isn't that also isn't that also like a
That's
what's
the name of a German band, I think.
Yeah. Like, wasn't there like a music group, like a
Yeah.
music group?
Rammstein.
Oh,
It's a German metal band or something.
what was No, it's like no, like they're in
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
movies.
say hello
They're in the
to
movies.
Shug while you're thinking about it.
They're in the movies.
Um,
They're in the movies.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jay says Okinawa was nice, Bahrain was nice, Rammstein was alright.
You were in Bahrain, Jay. How was Bahrain? I got a crazy story about Bahrain. So my cousin, his cousin, not my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not related to that guy. His cousin was getting married in Bahrain, you know, and because I don't know. So my cousin is accompanying my aunt, his mom, to Bahrain, and his dad jokingly said, "You better not come back here unmarried, all right? Or I'll kick you out of my house." Like jokingly said it, right? Because he didn't expect that. So he goes over there, and my cousin, accompanying his mom to his cousin's wedding, comes back, Adelia, engaged. And his mind was blown. He was like, "I was kidding. You're actually engaged?" He got engaged at his cousin's wedding. And no one knew, Adelia. He just showed up to America engaged. Everyone's like, "What the hell happened over there?" He was like, "I found the love. I found the woman I love." You know what I mean? And everyone was like, "What?" No one expected this. He's the crazy one. He's the conspiracy theorist. And boom, he was engaged. I don't know, some dude liked him, thought he was a cool guy, and was like, "Let me introduce you to my daughter." He introduced him to his daughter. Boom, the rest is history. And now he has 2 kids before the age of 30.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
Rodney says he's been to Japan, but big time facts to what Jay said, which is other countries' food is always better than the US. 11 out of 10.
Yeah. Even their McDonald's are better than America's McDonald's. Like, just go to the McDonald's in other countries and see how they are compared to ours.
Yeah.
Because McDonald's have to follow their food instructions. No, Brandy.
Brandy, this is a little different.
Yeah, Brandy, this was way more unexpected. At least y'all were dating for over a year and a half. My cousin went over there, didn't know a single person in that country, and then comes back engaged. After a week. He was there for I think it was a month. Was it a month? I don't remember. But a month, Adelia. He met some dude at the wedding. He met the dude at the wedding. His father-in-law. I've met his father-in-law. Seems like a nice guy. Literally, he was like to my cousin, "You seem like a great guy, man. You're wonderful. You seem amazing. Let me introduce you to somebody."
My parents got married after 6 months, and people thought that was very fast.
Yeah, Jay, Bahrain is straight if you don't mess up with their rules. Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah. It's true.
Ferris, knowing everything you need to know, about my parents, where would you guess that my parents met each other?
They made each other in California, right?
Well, yeah, but like, what event?
A Republican National Convention? I don't know.
No. My parents met each other when my mom went to a street race where my dad was competing.
Sounds about right. Yeah, racing event. Yeah,
see, Brandy got it, a racing event. Yeah. And my dad basically moved in with my mom a month later, and they got married 5 months after that. They've been together since they were 19 and 20.
So she went to a race and was like, "I like that guy in the fast car."
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It used to be simple back in the days. You get a nice fast car, you get some women.
Yeah,
You know what I
then
mean?
he bought her a fast car and taught her how to race. She used to race.
Exactly. So yeah. See, we used to be a proper country in the terms of love, not other parts of the country, because America wasn't ever great, but there
Well,
were
I
some
mean, like,
moments.
it was a very illegal street race that they were at, so
Well, you know what? Following the heart sometimes is illegal, Adelia.
yeah.
So follow your heart. Follow your heart. Hmm.
Absolutely. Should we wrap things up, Ferris? We've been going for over an hour.
Let's do that.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight. Great to see all you guys in the chat. We've had some good conversations. Ferris, where can everyone find you?
Yes, you can call me. Don't call me. You can find me. Sorry. I'm having fun, Adelia. I'm having fun. I don't know. I'm having fun. Today
Ferris
was
is
kind
drunk on the lemonade.
and I'm kind of sad because Carl Weathers passed today.
Yeah, rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
I'm trying to keep myself, I'm trying to bub up my spirits because I'm a big fan of Carl Weathers. I think he's the best part of the Rocky movies. You know what I mean? He was the key man. He's the Count of Monte Cristo. So many great nicknames. I love his entrance.
The only thing I've ever seen him in is The Mandalorian.
He's great in Rocky 3. Rocky 3 is my favorite Rocky. It's generally my favorite Rocky because you see the full gambit of emotion. Someone got a little too rested on his laurels. Mickey tried to protect Rocky, but in protecting Rocky, he failed Rocky. So Mick's kind of disappointed in himself that he screwed Rocky over. Then Mickey then dies, and Rocky is falling on hard times emotionally because Mr. T was Clubber Lang. He beats him up, takes everything he wants, and here comes Apollo Creed walking in, saving the day, trying to resurrect Rocky, teaching him how to box different, how to move different. He's like, you're a brawler. I'm gonna make you into a boxer. There's this great scene where they're sparring, and Rocky's not really engaging. You know what I mean? Not really engaging with it. And then he gets mad at him. He's like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You act like you don't have no." Like, I don't remember the line, but the famous line in that scene is like, "You act like there's a tomorrow. There is no tomorrow." In kind of a sense, like you can't play for the future. You got to make sure to set the now first, so the future rolls to you easily.
Jay says so many movie roles. Rocky, Happy Gilmore. Oh, I forgot he was in Happy Gilmore. I've seen that. Yeah. Star Wars, the list goes on. Predator 2.
He's in Predator. Not Predator. Not Predator 2.
No,
Predator.
I said he was in Predator 2 because I saw that today.
Yeah.
I found this out by going on ESPN earlier because there's a thing on there about how he was a footballer before he was.
He played for the Raiders.
An actor, which I did not know at all until today.
Yeah.
So sad
day. Fun fact about him. Carl Weathers. Let me just double check this because I saw this, but I want to double check it.
All right. While Ferris is double checking that, I will say that you can find me on this channel every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, on the Rewatchers Council, our Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch series, where we're watching all 144 episodes of that show, me, Ferris, and Snark. And we've done 10 episodes, so we'll be doing that for a while. Also here every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, doing the Open Table with Ferris. We will be back to a more normal schedule, but we will have to take a week off in a couple of weeks because I'm going on vacation to California for a week. And you can find me on the Highlights channel with Ferris on the Rally when that comes back. Not sure when that's coming back. On the Scrum Down, which we debuted last night. The rugby show, if you're at all interested in rugby, I think we're going to have fun with that show. I'm no expert by any means. I've just been watching it longer than Ferris has, so I was teaching him about it yesterday on the preview show for the Six Nations. And every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, me and Snark recapping the English Premier League on starting 11. There have been 20 matches between our last episode and the time the next episode comes out. So we have a very long episode to record on Monday that will come out on Tuesday. So check that out. Ferris, did I buy you enough time?
Yes, you did. Carl Weathers was an alumnus of the college I currently go to, San Francisco State. He has a BA degree in drama, 1974. So Adelia, I go to a school that has produced Carl Weathers, Danny Glover, and Annette Bening.
That's really awesome. Roddy says, how was the last season of Mandalorian? It was not as good as the first 2 seasons, but I still enjoyed it.
I don't remember.
He was always great in it. He was always great in it.
He was great, and I'm a big fan. Oh yeah, him, Ferris Muthana. Damn right.
And Ferris Muthana.
Yeah, it is. My name is gonna echo, guys. My name is gonna echo.
Ferris Muthana, where can they find you?
When they look up famous alumnus from San Francisco State, my face is gonna be right next to that list. My face is gonna be right next to Annette Bening's face. You know, that's all I gotta say. People can find me here Fridays, 8 o'clock Pacific, the open table, as well as 3 o'clock Pacific on Fridays on the Highlights YouTube channel, and as well as what you pointed out, the Rewatchers Council on Thursdays on the Entertainment channel, as well as the Scrum Down on our Highlights
Ferris
channel.
and I do a lot of shows together. Yes,
we do. Adelia, if it's great, don't mess with it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
As well as possibly Tuesday nights on KSFS Radio, I got something to say.
Yeah. You can find links to all the channels and the audio feeds as well in the description of this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Shout out to the audio people, man. Shout out to Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Radio Republic, podcast for YouTube, Spotify for podcasts, which used to be Anchor. We're also on that as well as Brazilian Podcasting Network. Just look up LGRN. We're gonna pop up. Leave a 5-star review. Come on, guys, leave that 5-star review. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Brodney. Have a good night, everybody. Brandy also pointing out that What Are They Wearing is coming back very soon. So
yes. So peace, everybody.
Bye.